It was a doozy of a Saturday. And no, not because we wrapped up our Pee Wee first and second grade soccer season with a 6-2 record and a tight 2-1 victory for the girls on Sunday. That's not why it was a great Saturday. That's not the reason. That was just maybe my personal reason. But it was a doozy of a Saturday, and also not because we had 5 top 25 college football matchups. It was a doozy of a Saturday because I couldn't get enough of scrolling through social media and seeing some of the worst at these No Kings rallies. My goodness, this was like SNL back when SNL was funny. You couldn't make up some of these protesters, but they were out and about, and it was exactly what you would have expected. I found 3 that stood out to me, 3 of these protesters around the country that stood out to me above the rest. Let's go to, speaking of Seattle, we were just talking about Monday Night Football, the Mariners. Let's go to Seattle. Here we go. This courtesy of KNUS Radio in Seattle.
Trump's a big.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know. We don't like him. That's the word around here.
Any particular reason why you don't like him?
No clue at all. I'm just going with everybody else saying. Seriously?
Yes. I swear. This young guy, he's probably 25. He shows up to the rally. And, I know the radio guy who was out there with the microphone in Seattle. I don't know him, but I know one of the guys with the radio station. And, yeah, KNUS, that's it right there. I don't really know why. It's just what people are saying around here, man. I wonder if just got kind of caught up in the whole thing. He was minding his own business on Saturday, and he sees a group of people, and they're protesting something, and he's like, I guess I'll join in.
What a noob. You're supposed to say, what do you don't like about it? Don't get me started. Yeah. I think we both know what we're talking about.
You don't have time for my answer.
There you go.
I know you're busy. You got a lot of people to talk to.
Yeah, the whole Biden, I'm out of time.
What are we talking about?
Oh,
Trump's a big.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know. We don't like him. That's the word around here.
That's the word.
Any particular reason why you don't like him?
No clue at all. I'm just going with everybody else saying.
I almost appreciate his honesty, though. No clue at all. Not a clue. All right. Let's go to this second protester. So there's this guy. He's filming himself. He's at one of the rallies with a shirt that says "For Charlie," for Charlie Kirk. And needless to say, that did not sit well with a couple of the female protesters.
Okay, if you have free speech, wear a shirt that says free speech. Wear a shirt that says promote free debate. Free press.
You get triggered because it has Charlie on there, right?
Because he was a racist. Because he was a misogynist. And that means that you are too. Because you support him. Get out. Get out of here.
He hated people.
Yeah, just
he hated anyone that wasn't white, that wasn't male, that wasn't straight.
Nothing like the old white boomer ladies yelling at the guy for wearing a "For Charlie" T-shirt and having a total full-blown meltdown over a guy's T-shirt. Yep, that was that clip right there. And it's amazing how you look at, and I've shared some of the videos on my X at Pete Mundo. You can see them there. It is amazing how old and how white these protests were. For a party that has for 50 years viewed itself as the party of diversity, you are starting to see that change rapidly. It was like a who's who of MSNBC viewers out and about at these protests over the weekend, or NPR listeners. That's what it was. It was a cross-section of MSNBC meets NPR with a bunch of basically 65-plus folks out and about, whether it's at Mill Creek Park down here in Kansas City, 95th and Metcalf, or anywhere else in the country. Atlanta is a 50% black city, and there's a video I saw, I reposted. You can't see a single black person at the whole rally in Atlanta. It's crazy. And, you think about this demographic. These people's parents were raised in the Depression. Their fathers fought in World War II. They were raised in a post-war economic boom by the greatest generation of Americans who ever lived. And this is what they've turned into. I mean, it's really pathetic. So here was the third video I saw that really just had me howling. And I may have saved the best for last. We got a No Kings song. You ready for this? We were bound to have a song, right?
Yeah, got to have one.
You got to have a song. All right. Here we go. That was in Chicago, brought to you by the AARP.
Mighty white of them.
I mean, don't break a hip out there, Susie, okay? Oh, my goodness.
Which side are you on?
Everybody now.
Which side are you on?
Say it again. Oh,
Which
my
side
goodness.
are you on?
Well, I mean, it was bound to happen. You had a bunch of former washed-up theater majors out there, and, you know, they had to have a song to the whole thing. So that was in Chicago yesterday. So I'll post that one up as well because that was too good to be true. 913-408-7957. Some of the greatest hits from the No Kings protests over the weekend.
Live in Chicago.
Rick is on KCMO. Go ahead, Rick.
Pete, you're missing the whole point. You and all the other talking
Oh,
heads
missing
on
the whole
radio
point.
and
Okay.
television.
All right, Rick. What am I missing? Lighten up, Rick. Lighten up. Go ahead.
Okay. The point is, this was the perfect weekend to have a No Kings rally, and the reason for that is 1781, Cornwallis surrendered to George Washington, essentially ending the Revolutionary War, and no more kings.
Yeah, the history's probably lost on this group, but I appreciate the input there, Rick. Weston Gladstone, go ahead.
Yeah, so whenever I heard that there was going to be one up in Liberty, I was like, heck, I got to go up there just to see what these people are like, right? So I went up there with a buddy, and we stopped at Burger King first, and we got our crowns, right? So we're walking amongst them. They have no idea that we're trolling them, right? So every once in a while, we'd tell somebody that we were a Trump supporter, and they were really nice. We laughed and joked. It seemed like I would say it was probably 60 to 70% retired age.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw one black guy. There were probably 500 people there, right? Which really surprised me. I didn't think there'd be that many people there. But so we finally got to the petition desk, right? And it was this white woman wearing a hijab. And two of the petitions were about LGBTQ something, right? So I asked her, I said, well, you're wearing a hijab because you're Muslim. Oh, yes. And I said, well, they're really not too tolerant of gay people. Oh, yes, we are. Yes, Muslims are very broad, blah, 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 blah. So I turned away, and I walked away, and she said, she yelled at me, you're just here to argue with me, aren't you? And I was like, no, So I got to thinking, what would Mundo have said to her, right? And I thought, well, I should have said, if you ever go to Gaza with one of these petitions and someone asks you to go up on a tall building to go stargazing, don't do it. But hey, everybody was nice. They all had their own homemade signs. And, I was just thinking, what are all these people doing out here? It was sad. I just thought it was sad.
Well, I appreciate you doing the heavy lifting on the ground. I'm also disappointed you were not watching the Mizzou-Auburn game that went to double overtime. I am disappointed to hear that, Wes.
Well, Pete, now that game started at 6:30.
Oh, okay. That's right.
I will tell you, I thought they were going to get beat, and I went to bed at the start of the fourth quarter.
Oh, that's the most embarrassing part of your whole phone call there, Wes. My gosh.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Jeez.
Yes.
You were doing well. You were in the front-running position for caller of the day till you admit that you went to sleep at the start of the fourth quarter of the game.
No, I went to bed because I knew they were going to lose.
Oh, gosh. All right.
I had seen too many games where we got Mizzou'd, and I was like, oh, this is just another one, man.
Well, you better watch out. Drink may end up down in Florida with the Gators if you're not careful.
That has been a dead end for the last coach that won there was Urban Meyer, and has that been 20 years ago now?
Yep. I think that was 06, 07. You're right.
Yeah. That seems like a dead end for anybody that goes down there, man, for whatever reason, because they've sure got the talent in that state. So
I wouldn't touch that job. I'm with you. I think Drink's got a good thing going at Mizzou. I wouldn't come near it. You know what he should do? Just leverage it for, a few more bucks. That Indiana head coach got himself a new extension, Cignetti. His buyout's $90 million if they fire him. These college football programs, going off a side tangent here, but these college football programs that are going to, and these conferences going to search for private equity money from the Saudis. It's like, how about you stop giving these coaches buyouts of $50 to $100 million? My goodness. Well, good job by Wes, hitting the streets, going to the No Kings rally. And I'm glad that people were polite. I think for the most part, that was the case. I'm just not sure if they really knew why they were there.